Okay, now we know that this video is about a drug, but it is about a prescription drug. So, I haven't been asked, but I have overheard things going around. I'm going to tell the story about how to get prescribed Adderall. You see, people have ADHD. Now, back in the day, before 1985, it was just given out, right? And it caused meth addiction when people tried to get off of it, and also caused people to become suicidal and actually homicidal too. Like, there's probably a lot of people in jail for murder that had to come off the Adderall. I'm on the other ward because my doctor tried to take me off it. I'm back on it now, right? And you've seen that year it took to get normal again. Do you want that to happen to you? Because they want to get you off of it. They don't want to keep prescribing someone Adderall. These are the downsides I'm going first, to just let you know. These stay to the end, you figure out, right? So then if you're in hospital, like in a psychiatric institution, you can't take those meds right when you wake up like you should. Everyone gets up and has a coffee in the morning. Here, we don't get up and have a coffee in the morning. We don't get up and have our meds in the morning. It's scheduled at a specific exact time. And you have to be out of bed at the nurse's station to get it, right? They don't come to you if you're on Adderall. If you miss it, you'll get shit. They'll say they will come to remind you, because you get like a half-hour window on each side of the time. But they will come to remind you like 5 minutes before. And if you're not out of bed, too bad for you. You missed your pills. And what happens when you miss your Adderall, right? Well, you might lose your privileges for freaking out if you're caught giving your Adderall to someone else, even if you're not a patient. Now, how do you think that's going to go? You give another psychotic patient, a piece of Adderall. They will be high as a kite, and they will know what it is. The staff will be able to see the behavior and recognize it, and they will know if it's you or not. They will, because if you're on the same ward, you're the only one that has it, right? Yeah. And they know the difference between Adderall and meth, and they can see on the cameras, or they can see if they know, right? Because everyone talks. All the patients are going to know, right? Don't give away your Adderall. First of all, you take Adderall for 3 weeks. You're flipping high, and you're like, yes, my life is getting better. I can do anything I want. I can do any schoolwork, any job, right? No, 3 weeks over, you're used to it, and it's a medication, and a very addictive one. Okay, those are the cons. All right? Yeah. It doesn't really work if you don't take it. And the brands, you need XL for it to work. I'm on the worst brand in the world, all right? And that's why I'm not getting better, but they can't have the chance that I give that prescription away to get the good brand, right? This is what all that's talking about, what's Concerta 2 and all the other ones, Ritalin, right? The brands have a big impact on short-acting and long-acting, right? Like, you think short-acting would be the only one you would want. Yeah, it is. But if you're on short-acting, your doctor will switch it to only long-acting, and then you don't get high anymore. That's what happens, right? They will just change your pill brand and not even tell you. Yeah. They will change your pill brand and say it's a brand that's different. It's not. They change you from short-acting to long-acting because they don't want you to be high all the time, right? They want to see what you're like without the extra added, right? Because that's what the drug war is, right? Okay, so now, the pros. Then I'll get into how to get prescribed it. The pros are, depending on the brand, some give a hangover, some don't. The one I'm on does not give a hangover. That's good. Decreased appetite, very, very decreased appetite. I would say, depending on if you're genetically fat, then it's probably not a good idea to go on Adderall, because, a lot of cons, But if you're built like me, if your build is maintained, your body is maintained like healthy, then you're probably okay. And It won't, it screws up your bowels. You will retain urine and it'll be tough to shit, just like meth, right? Yeah, there's a lot of downs to it. The only up to it is that you'll feel like you can stay alive, basically, right? Yeah, like you can stay alive, right? Yeah. So you will find motivation. Like if I wasn't on it, I would have never been able to get the marks I got in school. That's what I wanted. Yeah, you gotta go and really want to deliver a good mark. You don't just go, you don't get prescribed Adderall to go to school and get low marks, right? Right. So if you're a patient like schizophrenia and you talk to yourself or you're a chatter or stuff like that, like they see you shout if you're stoned, they're not going to prescribe it to you. If they know you've done meth and they don't like your behavior when you're on meth, they will not prescribe it to you. If they know you've done meth and they like your behavior on meth, but you've been caught doing meth, they won't prescribe it to you. But if they know you've done meth a lot and you have not got caught, they might prescribe it to you. Doctors are corrupt. Now, if that's the case, you gotta say, you have to go to school and get like 80% in chemistry and physics and calculus and functions and biology for them to want to prescribe you Adderall. You have to prove you're smart, right? And you can't get 55 or 60% in English as a second language to get prescribed Adderall if you are like have schizophrenia, right? And you have to fake that ADHD and say, well, yeah. If you're not going to school, they're not going to prescribe it to you, right? If you say you want to get a job and you say you don't have focus and you need a lot of focus, and it depends what it is. If it's machinery, they're going to say no. But if it's like a job that requires focus, but not handling big machinery or driving, that might work instead of school. If you've already had your high school diploma or your college, if you've already been, or your job requires focus, and because of your antipsychotics, you can say, it's causing you to not have focus for what you studied for in the past that cost you thousands of dollars to study for, right? You have that excuse maybe, and if you've never been caught doing meth, but they've seen you on meth, if they've seen you do meth, then get away with it only, right? This is why they say, it's a trick. It is. And if you're a forensic patient, NCR, I'm probably the only patient in the entire history of after 1985 that got a long-term prescription for Adderall. You know that? That's not guilty by reason of insanity. I knew what to do. I shouldn't be here, but I'm gonna be a lawyer. You don't mess with me, I'm a lawyer, right? All right, so don't give your Adderall to anyone, and you'll keep your prescription, right? And then you won't go psycho. I actually asked to get off of it because I had the weed allowed, and they didn't let me smoke weed then because I had an outburst and lost my privileges when they took away my privileges, and my doctor was gone, so he couldn't prescribe me the Adderall again. That's what happened, right? Yeah. So, because I thought I could just smoke the weed and get off of it, because you don't want to be on it for a long periods of time. It eats your body. Like just like meth, right? It is. That's what it is. It's meth, right? One ingredient away from meth, right? Well, not really all the brands. Some are different. Some are, right? It's just like street drugs, right? It's good for one, right? All right. If you want more advice on how to do things like get away with things, well, you can talk to me over DMs. Peace out.